This is homework number 4, problem 8. You've just worked 4 problems in which you needed to find the slope between two coordinate pairs, and you used this formula, m equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. And as you might guess, you're going to now work some application problems with slope. And the reason you're using slope on these 3 problems is because they're asking you to find an average rate of change. An average rate of change, and again here. And slope is an average rate of change. It's this variable changing divided by this variable changing. And let's take a look at these 3 problems. As you work them, you're going to need to ask yourself 3 questions. The first one I've got written down here already. The first question you'll want to ask yourself as you're reading is, what are the 2 variables that are changing? What are the 2 variables that are changing? The second question you're going to want to ask yourself is, what are the units I should express my answer in? What units would make sense for the answer? The third thing you should ask yourself is, should the answer be positive or negative? Is the change increasing, which means positive answer, or decreasing? And that would be a negative answer. Once you know those 3 things, the rest of the problem is really easy. It's very easy to set up. So let's find those 3 things in problem 8. We have credit card penalties, and they are going up. In 2009, they were at $24.5 billion, but back in 2003, they were only $10.7 billion. So they increased from 2003 to 2009. And so what are my 2 variables? They are dollar amounts of credit card penalties, billions of dollars. So I've got dollars in billions. That's one thing that's changing. And the other thing that's changing is time. It changed from 2003 to 2009. So I've also got time in years. Alright, the next question is, what are the units I should express my answer in? So if you're going to talk about the rate of change of credit card penalties, wouldn't it make sense to talk about billions of dollars per year? You wouldn't talk about years per dollar. So this is going to tell you, with the word per here, that the dollar amount is going to go on top of your slope ratio, and the time change is going to go on the bottom. The third question is increasing or decreasing. Those penalties are increasing, so I want a positive answer. So as I set up my slope formula, I'm going to want the change in the billions of dollars, that triangle, delta, means change, divided by the change in time, in years. And so it's like this. My Y2, so to speak, is going to be the $20.5 billion. And I'm going to subtract from that, so I get a positive answer, the $10.7 billion. On the bottom, I'm going to take 2009 first and subtract 2003. So again, I get a positive answer. And let's see what we get here. We get, what, 9.8 divided by 6. And when you take your calculator and divide that out, you will find that you're going to get 1.63. But the most important part to finish this up is writing your units. Billion dollars per year. And that kind of verifies that you've indeed set the problem up right and have an answer that makes sense. So again, look for these 3 items as you begin the next 2 problems, and you shouldn't have any problems setting up your slope formula and solving for your average rate of change.